Welcome to the Frequency of Love podcast. I am so excited to have everybody with us today. This podcast has been inspired by our love story and that we wrote about it in a book called The Love List. And in a world where there is so much doom and gloom that everyone seems to be focused on right now, I wanted a place to bring humanity to maybe give them some hope and inspiration and tune into love stories, because it's not just Dave's and I. I have learned that there are so many people so deeply in love, and I want everyone to know that it is alive and well and flourishing, even if it's just behind closed doors in our home. And so I'm bringing on couples to share their love story, and I have Jake and Tessa with us. And I am so excited to have you guys with us. I really, really am honored. You actually are my first guests. And I met Jake through his podcast, One More Voice, which I will link in the description. And otherwise, we're going to ask Jake and Tessa a couple of questions about how they met and what keeps them in love. And I hope you enjoy. So with that being said, I don't know who's going to share this story or who wants to go first. But how did you two meet?
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Thank you for having us, by the way. I'm honored not only to be here, but to be your first. And I think it's a fantastic idea, and I love what you're doing. How did we meet? Before I say this, I want you to remember we've been together about 21 years now, have 3 kids. So keep that in mind.
A lot.
Nice job.
Technically, the first time we met, I was a teacher. She was a student. I was a substitute teacher.
Nothing weird.
I didn't teach her anything. I was not an influencer or anything.
No.
I think I called her name when I was taking attendance and she said here. So that would be, I guess, technically the first time we spoke. I was fresh out of college subbing. I am 7 years older than her, so or maybe
Not
6.5,
me
things
at
like
all
that.
in that
Yeah, I
area.
wasn't pursuing her as a teacher, but I thought that was an interesting question. So
I was definitely looking.
But the first time I took notice of her, this probably isn't even any better. I was working at a gas station and I sold her cigarettes. I don't even know that she could legally buy the cigarettes. I wasn't a very good employee, but I took notice of her and I remembered, I'm like, oh, I remember you from school. But then she kept coming in after that.
Just to see him.
Yeah.
He was so cute. Was just wanting to see him.
Mhm.
And he asked me where I worked. And I was like, I work at a nursing home. I'm a CNA, I thought I was pretty big deal back then because I was making pretty good money.
Yeah, as a teenager.
Back then, yeah.
She came in her scrubs is why I remember asking.
Oh, yeah.
So then I played the long game. I went and I got a job at that nursing home. And so I left the gas station, I left all my hopes and dreams at that gas station, went to the nursing home, and we ended up working together there. Actually, we weren't on the same shift, and she switched her shift. She switched her shift
To work evening.
to second shift. And that was, working together, we actually did get to know each other there, and then it kind of went from there. I don't know if you want to hear the details of that story, but that's how we met.
Who made the first move?
It's been a long process.
Yeah.
I think the shifts together.
Well, he left me a voice. This is back whenever he didn't have a cell phone and I did. But it was like one of those old Nokias, but he left a voice message because we didn't text back then. That told, he just wanted to wish me a happy birthday. And that's
all it was. There was no ulterior.
It was just happy birthday, and I was like, oh my God, he knew my birthday. And then, I don't know, a couple weeks or 3 weeks or so went by and I was of age. He's 7 years older than me. And I kissed him. I was like, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm just going to
We were on a break.
Yeah.
Back then, we both smoked. So we were out on a picnic table, and I don't remember what the conversation was about, honestly. I remember the kiss, though. And I thought it was I was impressed by her courage. Because, like I said, like I'm 7 years older than her.
Yeah.
And what's she doing being so forward or whatever. So that really just struck me.
Talked and talked. We would talk a
Yeah.
lot, so we got to know each other. I was like, oh my gosh, like my body would just shake. I was like struck.
Yeah.
And so I just went for it, and then it just kind of grew from there.
Yeah. It was
I love that.
easy. Things flowed pretty easily, really. I mean, we had to well, yeah, she took her steps into coming in to see me at the gas station, but then I took the leap and went to the nursing home and
I agree. You just thought you'd get a job just
yeah, for a year. Oh, how long did we work there?
Gosh, 2 years together?
Yeah, it's a lot.
A couple years.
Yeah. For such a loose plan, there were a lot of experiences over 2 years. Nursing home,
Years. But
so.
no, he would raise his eyebrow at me, and I was like, I think he likes me. And then he
It was a nervous tick.
That is the dick. I was like, what? You were raising your eyebrow at me, but
Yeah.
okay.
You're like, I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
it. It's a sign. I'm going in.
I was smitten anyway. She was, I mean, still just adorable. It was, and the way that she treated the residents there spoke a lot to me.
Yeah.
You know, she caught my attention because I was so physically attracted to her, but she held it with the way that she was treating these people. Because it's rough. We were understaffed, and you know what I mean? So it could have been, there were a lot of people who were not kind in there. So
Yeah.
she was above and beyond. That said a lot.
So she shined.
Yeah. Literally. It seemed like she was shining in the hallway.
Yeah. And you noticed her. I mean, you noticed her each time. So that's
Yes.
interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that seems very cosmic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It has felt that way the whole time. It's really not been. I've had our ups and downs for sure. There was a period that got really difficult, after having our first kid, and I was working concrete construction, gone constantly. After 4 days of her having Ani, our first child, she went back to school. I had to leave her luckily, we could at least leave her with her mom. But, pumping in the bathroom stalls and just, you know what, I had no idea how difficult that was
Taking
until
care of it.
years later.
3rd-degree tear
Yeah.
and the back.
Yeah.
stall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
But he just he was so interesting to talk to. I was so used to like country back road, my dad beer drinking, and he didn't drink alcohol, rarely, and just had a lot of really interesting ideas that I had never even thought about, but was like, whoa, you're blowing my mind to think about these things. And so the conversation was always excellent. Like we just ran out of things to talk about. We're so absolutely night and day. Like I come from a Christian background, and he didn't really have any kind of religious background, but had a whole different philosophy that I had never really considered or heard of. And it just, I don't know, we just kept moving. He had a kind of a terrible previous relationship. So he was like, I'm not trying anymore. So he had this whole different attitude about approaching me, which was interesting.
Yeah, that played a big part in it too. Being done with, will you see if that oven's on? I'm sorry. It looks like a knob's on. Being done with worrying about whether or not something would work out, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Because, and I haven't had a lot of relationships, but there were 3 or 4. And by the time I got into her, I was ready to meet her, basically,
Yeah.
God bless the broken roads, that type of thing. It was all set up, like you said, divinely.
No, we can just, like we can, like your story sounds actually so similar. Like it was like we couldn't stop talking. It was the same thing. And it's like you just wanted to keep knowing more and more, and it just flowed so easily. And like, I mean, I'm hoping you guys will read the book too. And like Dave had given up.
Yeah.
He'd given up. He'd been burned, and he was like, I'm out. It's never going to happen for me. And he's also 6 years older. And
we met at work.
Yes, we did.
Holy
and
crap.
was also a smoker in his former life. So
I also used to work at a gas station, but that was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just absolutely, I couldn't avoid him. Like I don't know, we just.
And that did, the whole being, I wouldn't say complete opposites, but opposites in the right ways. That was just huge.
Yeah.
for whatever I was for her that she says, she was the same thing for me. Because before I met her, I was starting to shut down. I wasn't just giving up on relationships. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to function in this world that just seems to not have much soul in it. It's like I couldn't believe in anything. While I was doing all this gas station work, nursing, I'd had a degree, because I told you I was a teacher. I was done with college, but something about it, I always knew even before I graduated, I'm like, I'm not going into that. I didn't know why. So I did eventually become a teacher 13 years after I got my degree and kind of found out why. I mean, I stopped really believing in what it was we were teaching overall. I mean, there were some good things, of course, but most of it, the institutionalized structure of it, and I don't know. I mean, I could have stayed in and like infiltrated the system and been one of the good guys, but it was just taking all my energy, and I wasn't being a very good father at home. I wasn't being the father I wanted to be anyway. So,
Well, and she brought that out, it sounds like so she was the spark that there could be more, that
put
you could
some,
be more.
yeah, life back into it. Someone else to believe in me, and I could piggyback on her belief. If it must,
Yeah.
if it's true for her, then it's true somewhere in the universe. I'll just
Yeah.
jump inside her truth, and I'll believe in myself too.
I had never seen anybody talk about philosophies and what they believe in, how the universe, God works, in the kindness that he believed in. Exuded it. He was just like, he just looked like he is who he is to your face and behind your back. Like, I was like,
Mhm.
I've never seen in person this intimately a person that had that much integrity, and it was inspiring. And I'm like, I don't know. It was just like whatever his faith was at that time. We weren't really clear on what it was, it was, and just, it spoke more to me than my religious background. Cause I was like, who lives, so, I don't know. He was just absolutely, without really going into a whole different tangent, he just lived his work, like he lived his belief, so.
Mm.
Integrity.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
And
hope.
again, it's also kind of rare sometimes, right?
It's
So
yeah,
that's why he also stood out to you.
yeah.
If
He
you're
definitely gets rid of a lot of my insecurities. Like just by
Mm,
making me feel so loved and comfortable, and well, he knows me better than anybody. So I'm
I
like,
love it.
can't be that bad if this really amazing
Hmm.
guy loves.
So did you guys have a moment where you think you knew, like when you like were kind of dating and everything was going well, that you were like, yeah, she's it, he's it?
I liked that
Remember?
question, but I didn't have, I mean, I feel like looking back on it, like I always knew, but I couldn't pinpoint one time. I mean, I had a
Mm,
conversation with my mom where I told her, I really like this girl, but she's 7 years younger than me, and I just don't know. And she's like, so what? Whatever. But when I thought about when did I know, I was thinking about how my certainty just keeps growing. Like when did I fall in love with her? I don't know. It's like one of those things that just has happened so gradually over time, and it's just constantly getting deeper that I'll have moments where it hits me again, and I'm
mm,
like, oh, this is what
Man,
it
yeah.
is. Which I know that I've been in love for years, but when I see couples who've been together for 60 or 70 years now, it kind of scares me when I meet one that's lost their partner.
yeah.
Like, how are you dealing with that? She's now a part of who I am, and that type of stuff. Before I met her, and even some years after I met her, that was almost triggering to hear because I'm like, what the hell ever? You complete me, you know. But I get it, and
Yeah.
I mean, you've
Yeah.
had too many experiences together where you've seen each other at your worst and have, I don't want to say had to accept them. You just chose to accept them. And because you did, and you both came out on the other side of this thing, just bonded more closely. You just feel more fused even again. And so the moments come constantly that I know this is it. I mean, it's not even a question
Hmm.
anymore, but that feeling just keeps evolving. and changing.
It's pretty lucky then.
Yeah.
21
Yeah.
years and it does just keep growing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All the time. I mean, there's not one aspect of it that seems to have faded other than the bickering over the petty things. Not that we
Yeah.
don't, but it's less. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a moment?
Gas station.
Oh my gosh. There are so many.
I might have been
Thoughts.
convinced after the kiss.
I don't know. Like, I remember going back to your parents' house and I was leaning up against you, smelling him. For whatever reason, I was just like attracted to his smell, which is weird
So
because
weird.
I know.
he didn't wear anything. He just smelled so good. And he really didn't wear any cologne. I swear. I was like, what? I'm just, wow. And his family, it wasn't laundry detergent. So anyway, and I looked up at him and the sky was just absolutely crystal clear. And he looked down at me and he kissed me. And I was just like, I'm yours. Like forever. I hope that's what you want to, but I don't remember saying anything. I just remember like, that was when I gave my heart to him. So.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You were just getting ready to move out of your parents'
Yeah.
place.
Yep.
I love that so much. I love it.
That's a great story.
Yeah, yeah. I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps.
Yeah,
I love that.
one is that it was a beautiful, like crisp night. He had on this blue jean jacket with this brown, like, I don't know what that fuzzy stuff was.
Wool collar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, that was a look
faux sheepskin
too.
thing.
Yeah.
it was. And
Brokeback Mountain was
it was so
That was a thing.
he didn't try. That was the other thing. He never even tried to like impress me. He was just him. So
I love that.
yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. Okay. What's one quality that you loved at the very start? You probably mentioned quite a few that you still adore today in that person.
He makes me laugh. Like, I'm telling you, he doesn't take life seriously most of the time. And it's usually we're like
it really?
opposites. Like when he's being serious, I'm not. But usually for me, it's like when I am like flustered or whatever, he likes to make me laugh. He likes to be like, hey, like chill, like I don't know, he'll say something or he'll make up a word or he'll sing a song or he'll like, okay, here's another, I don't know if you, but like another, like we'll be driving in his old car that we were, I'm digressing, but I have to mention this because it was such a weird thing that attracted me is he would air guitar or air drum
To Rush.
things. He just always
Love
finds
Rush.
a way to make
Yes.
me, yeah.
Nobody likes Rush.
I know, the rest of the family hates Rush.
And I'll tell you what, I got so like I started like, whew, and I was like,
I have
what
no
is
idea what
this?
that's
I
about. I would never
know, I'm
thought
like,
that.
there's
Well, the drum to Neil Peart that's its own.
Even
well,
she knew they
that's gutsy.
yeah.
yeah, that's what he does. The quality that he still has is he knows how to make me feel safe when I'm not safe. And that is like, I've never felt that safety. When I was little, of course, I had my dad, but he just, the growing to trust him part, like I had to like let go of thinking that I needed my dad. But like when I like really fell into trusting him, it like took us to a whole nother level took loving him and feeling safe. So he
I think
does.
it's extremely important for the women.
Yeah.
I think we're looking for that without even realizing that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, he does. He always makes me feel so safe and like I'm his priority, like nothing else. It's me and the children. Like, so what about me?
Jake?
What was the question again?
A quality in her that you loved at the beginning that you still love today?
Like I said, what I noticed, her ass was the first thing. I said that's what drew me in, but that's not why I stayed. But I still do like that. the way that she treated the patients there, she still does. She's still a nurse. Now she's palliative care. So she deals with death and dying in the process all the time, has to hold space for people constantly. And I know a lot of times they are, at first, they're resistant to her, of course, to hospice, anything like that, but they want her back. Not only are they, does she grow on them, they want her back because she's not the only one that could come see them. But her also her open heart and her like buoyant energy, like I said in the beginning, I was feeling very much done. I wasn't suicidal or anything like that, but I had no hope that I was going to find anything in life that was going to have much meaning. Because I didn't have a family. I was self-centered. That's what it came from, being self-centered, kind of narcissistic, that, woe is me. It's because I only had myself to worry about. I didn't know that all I needed was somebody else to care for, or things like that. But that energy, the hopefulness, the willingness to go get something, to be a cheerleader for just anything that was just not my energy, and always for me, and like I said, always believing in me even when I couldn't, but taking joy in simple things. Like I always felt like it's really got to be esoteric and profound for me to think it has any meaning, and coming to realize through her that it really is the little things that matter. One of those cliches that used to just trigger me because I didn't want to hear it. That I'd learned from her that things like, say, holidays, her and her family, because I've been with her family now as long as I was with my own, essentially. My parents, and I love my parents, they did not see that it's us who give meaning to things. They didn't really make a big deal out of anything at all, including holidays, get-togethers, things like that. But her and her family showed me that it's you who make this stuff special, the gatherings, the get-togethers, and socializing and things like that. For all the stress that can come along with it, you have to make life meaningful. And that's still what I get from her. That and really good food. She's become a phenomenal cook. This morning I had homemade sourdough with farm fresh eggs and some homemade jelly from an old coworker, and we do that all the time. Grass-fed beef from the pasture, and she grows her own sprouts and makes her own sauces, and it's a lot of work. It really is, but prepping that stuff, but just all that, I can't imagine. I'm beyond spoiled to the point where if something were to change, because our grid's so flimsy, and the way society is based on such flimsy premises, that like I'm the most spoiled, and I have such a cushy life. I don't know what I'll do if things were to change, but I soak it up and love it. I just enjoy it. We got it.
It's really beautiful. Like just, I think, as you said, putting meaning sometimes on the simple things, and you just even describing a breakfast that you knew that was given to you with love.
Yeah.
And like, what else are we really needing?
Yeah,
like, really.
Exactly.
Sometimes I think we overcomplicate it, right, in our minds. And as we have discussed,
it's all those moments that make life. That's what life is. It's just
right.
There's a moment, right?
So I guess then to learn, she's shown me how to learn to be present, because it was always looking for something. I always overthink everything and push things out there, like you've got to work to attain this thing when it's been sitting here the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's really starting to soak in finally.
That sometimes, because we get so caught up in thinking we need to do more.
Yeah.
But then we're like, wait a second, we have it all.
Yeah.
Like
we just look back and like, the house, we said we wanted this house, we got it. The farm, whatever. You said you wanted to start an apothecary. She's making her own tinctures and vanilla extracts and everything. I was like, why are we worried about it? Every time we set a goal and we meet it, we have to create another one and go work for it. Like, let's just out.
Yeah.
Enjoy the one you just succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that. We do that too.
I feel
What's
like
next? Enjoy where you are. You just succeeded.
Exactly.
Sit and be.
Sure.
That's inspiring, honestly, and a good reminder for us.
Yeah.
So thank you
Hey, you're
for
welcome.
that reflection. It sounds like, honestly, I want to come over. I'm like, can we come over? Like, that sounds
I
lovely.
don't know what about this jam.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
vanilla? Sorry.
Yes. Homemade ice cream. Lately, it's been ice cream.
Okay.
I've gained so many pounds just from eating homemade ice cream, but yeah.
Okay. Well, when we do come to the States, we'll have to stop in.
Yes.
or something like
That'd
that.
be good food.
And or when you guys come down, something like that.
Yeah.
That just sounds lovely. But it
Yes.
sounds like to me, it's what I'm feeling is the love in the home.
Right.
And it's something honestly that we really miss. So I
Mm.
just want to tell you guys actually like how I think important that is.
Yeah.
Like it really does matter. And that's
Yes.
just so much love within what you're creating.
I think a lot of people do it. They just don't think about it. They don't realize that they're
Right.
doing it. So I think this is one of those moments where you just have to, like, we do that too. Our big thing was, I always wanted to have dinner at the table. I never wanted to be one of those families that, you know, ate in front of
Yeah.
TV or ate
Yeah.
scattered
Yes.
throughout the house or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
that was
We-
important to me.
That's our thing too. That's
Yeah.
when we gather and we spend
Yeah.
time with. It's always a laughing battle. My youngest has to make everybody laugh every
Yeah.
meal. And it's
There's
I
the threat
love
of
it
death
so
every
much.
night because I feel like he's going to choke. And a couple of them have to the point where they have bloodshot eyes. I'm like, I don't want to kill your joy, but you got to knock it off.
It's great. I look forward to it every night though, and I like love making dinner special because that's when we gather and we
Mhm.
talk, and that's our
Yeah.
only time. You know, they go to school, we
Yeah.
go to work, and it's like we got to make this time meaningful. And I want it to be great, you know.
Way to go, Tessa.
Thanks.
What do you guys keeps you both in love after all this time?
He always chooses me. We go on dates
Mhm.
every week to just us, even if it's like an hour and a half while the kids at ball practice. Like we get that like
Yeah.
time to connect. It's so essential for us because when we don't have it, we know it. Like we get kind of bickery. Like it's
Yeah.
like we need that one-on-one. Like we love having our family time, but we need that one-on-one, even if it's an hour and a half during a ball practice, that we are just fully focused on each other. No phones. We don't even care if the meal's good. We don't want to do anything. We just want to sit and like
Yeah.
talk, and like it's wild. We still never shut up. 21 years later, and we're still like so pushing ourselves to be our best selves. And that's the thing that like make us love each other so much is he always brings me up, and he always puts a mirror in my face sometimes when he's like, you're struggling with this because it's like something you need to work on. Like, and I'm like, like I can't, you know, there's always something to work on, and he is always helping me like just I don't know, be the best me.
And
So
that was my answer. That's what I wrote down. The idea that you choose it. And we've chosen it so many times now that you don't even realize you're choosing it. The momentum is so great that it's just how we live now. And she does the same thing for me in terms of putting a mirror in my face about whatever. And hers is mostly with validation. That's where I feel like is the root of a lot of her problem, I guess, is seeking validation outside of herself.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody's doing that.
he helps remind me that I don't need it. And I don't know where it's like a deep-seated programming that I don't know, but I do better. And I have my moments where I'm like, I need it. And I don't feel like that's completely terrible, but as long as I don't need it, require it to be happy. And I don't.
Oh, I think you're normal on that. He's slowly over the years gotten it out of me. Like,
Yeah.
but it took time that I always thought I needed that external
Yes.
validation. And I've been a people pleaser my whole life. And he's the
Yes.
one calling bullshit all the time, going, why the heck do you care?
That's my superpower. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't think I like you. That's
He's
nice.
so good at that keeping me grounded in, hey.
And that's my question too. Why the hell do you care? It's
Yeah. Like, oh.
so, you know, that, and because you'd ask, what did you ask? What keeps you in love after all this time? The choosing it and being willing to give of yourself in a way that like, me even asking myself, what do I care? Like little things, like even before the interview, I had a shirt on. She's like, are you going to wear that shirt in the interview? I'm like, maybe, you know, maybe, I don't know. But I know that not that she cares, but if I don't leave it alone, she's going to bring up, well, why don't you wear this shirt or whatever? And I'm like, what do I care? I don't care what shirt I'm wearing. If you like the way I look in it and it makes you relaxed, I'll wear the shirt. Who cares? So to me, it's like giving yourself all the way to the point, giving everything as long as you're not compromising who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me, anything like that. And there are times where I feel like, okay, whatever you want, let's do it. But that just becomes a habit too.
Yeah, we can
Choice.
relate to that. You're like, you're doing a podcast? Really? I have to be on it?
I just erased myself from the internet and I'm on a podcast.
Yeah, that's
And I
right.
do think for Christmas, you guys, someone's got to go find that jean jacket. Because also you're getting changed for Tessa too. Like you're also doing it for her because there is an aesthetic with the woman that we're like,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just thinking if that makes you attracted to me, then you sure, because I really don't care. But I think she got rid of the jacket. It got
Well,
dirty.
was
It got
ripped.
dirty.
wow,
I know.
there
I
is a
I was
time
find a
limit.
jacket that
No,
was
I had a beautiful corduroy jacket, like a jean jacket was corduroy, and it was
Ratty.
it just vanished one day.
that's
Yeah.
what happened. Is he wore it.
Ratty.
It became so ratty.
I wore it when I was working
Now you're
concrete.
kind of looking homeless.
Yeah. It was the kind of jacket that was supposed to look like you were worked. So I thought it was fine.
Yeah. No, I do need to
It had
find
3
that.
holes in it, neck hole, sleeves. It worked.
Covered in rust and holes.
Awesome. Okay, this one was a little wordy. So, but what's one positive quality that you see in your partner that you wish that they could see in themselves? Like they might still struggle to see it in themselves, but you see it so clearly.
How sharp she is, how capable she is. I don't want to get into details, but when she was younger, she was misled into believing by the institution that she wasn't smart, basically. I mean, and I know the details behind it, but she is a system streamliner. Like I said, I mean, you don't become an RN without having a memory that's insane. I couldn't do that at all. And then understanding all the things that you have to ingest and process, and then have such emotional intelligence when dealing with the situations that she's dealing with, and tact, that I wish she saw that more. A lot of times she'll come home and say she feels like she's failing at work, but she's the one they call on to train the other nurses, to develop the systems that streamline their processes in their days. And I see the the clients, sometimes in the community, they're not talking to me, but I hear them talk to her, or they will come up to me and tell me how much she means to them.
Yeah, I'm not
And
discussing
I'm
it.
like, you're just not seeing it. You're not seeing it.
I know, because even with his description, it seems pretty obvious, but I understand sometimes we can't see that in ourselves. So I hope that can come out of you soon.
Yeah.
It'd be a beautiful thing to embrace about yourself.
It slowly has. She is actually starting to, and it's been tough. It's for her, but it is changing. That's another thing. She thinks she has to keep. She doesn't see the growth she's made. I mean, she does, but I don't think she sees it to the extent that it's happened.
It's hard to see it all the time because you're so caught up in trying to be perfect. You don't, I don't know why I strive so hard. I feel like, well, it comes back to struggling, the life struggles that we go through and not feeling enough or whatever, and I guess maybe
Yeah.
and I feel like I do really good. And then I have seasons where I'm like shit talking myself but yeah, he helps remind me whenever I need it.
Good.
So she is starting to see that quality
And
in herself.
Good.
And for me, with him, it was, he's already kind of said it, which is why he started the podcast. Because I was like, you need to talk about this. I can't be the only one hearing you talk about all these philosophies and beliefs. And just like when he talks about it, he lights up. And it's like, you make such a huge impact in my life. I need to share you. He actually told me no like 2 or 3 times about this podcast. And all of a sudden one day he's calling me and he's like, I'm doing a podcast. And I was like, oh, fantastic.
There we are.
That's okay. We'll do this. And
It's easier to be articulate when you're in bed in the morning talking about things. When the camera starts rolling, I just go blank and lose I feel like an idiot here, but so I guess be prepared for that. You know what I mean? Don't judge yourself harshly and don't judge an interview. I'm always like, I don't think that went very well. And then I'll just
I know, and I'm like, I listen to it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
well, they're just honestly, and I don't mean to just flatter you here. There are certain interviews where I'm like, that was awesome. It just we jibed so well and easily. Yours were two of those, and there's been a few other guests like that. But some of them, like, I'm so distracted with trying to. Sometimes it's something as simple as it's telling me that it's not uploading correctly, or their screen will lock up, or things like that, and I don't even really hear the interview, but I don't, I don't want to. I don't want to stop everything because it's still recording and it'll all come out in the wash when it's processed, but I'll just I'll lose it from there and beat myself up. I won't be able to ask questions anymore that I feel like are pertinent because sometimes I didn't even hear what the other person said. But yeah, to come and to do the podcast at all was for me to face. I probably talked about it with you, that imposter syndrome that's very strong with me. And it's like an addiction, like it's always there when you're addicted to something, that monkey's always there. You just have to not choose it each time.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for her, no, there wouldn't be a podcast. Like I said, I chose to piggyback on her belief in me rather than just my own.
The world's better for you doing it. And it, to me, it was so like you're a natural, like you just hold a space for people. And even your concept in itself was the beauty, because there's people that are like, but if I'm not an influencer, what does my voice matter? And what Tess is reflecting back, which I do to him too all the time, is I feel selfish that I'm the only one that gets the goods. Like, this is genius. This is brilliant. I haven't stopped laughing, or whatever it is. And I'm like, the world needs more of that. And it can't just be me. And so you have to get out of that comfort zone, and people are better off for it. And look at even how all the connections are happening, right? Like, it's just synergy of it. It's just beautiful.
It is.
And so even though it might have been for you and something that you thought was for you is probably going to be something even so much grander. And even what you said about the legacy for the kids, like, it's just, there's so many facets to it. It's so beautiful.
It does start to unfold. So I guess be ready for that. Just little things. Like I just had an interview that I thought didn't go well, which that's not even really the point. But this woman is an influencer on TikTok. She's got 60,000 some followers, and she's so articulate in her content. And I'd seen after the interview, and she told me she was going to do this, how the interview had inspired her to focus on certain concepts. And she came up on my feed and I saw her talking about things. And I get honored to know that I had a part in that. And I'm seeing,
100%.
you know what I mean? And that she's reaching out to 60,000 people. I don't need my name to be said or anything. I know that was just to have a small part in that. And it really feels.
You're a catalyst. You're a catalyst. And you did that for me too. After conversation with you, I remember feeling completely inspired with 5 new ideas and direction. And I even did articulate to you that you had mirrored back to me something that I hadn't seen in myself, with even our whole decision to live where we do. And you shifted something in me. I left that first podcast completely different. And more stable and sure and confident in who I was and what I brought to the table, and like a confidence that I needed to go the next path. And if it wasn't for that interaction, that shift wouldn't have happened, or it could have taken a lot longer. Like 100% that was you.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's just an honor I never really thought I'd feel. I mean, I appreciate you saying it, but to just I just didn't foresee this thing coming with a podcast, I'm like, I didn't foresee how much it was enriching me. Sometimes I feel like the only reason the podcast exists is because this is how, I guess, the universe working with me created this mirror for myself. Because I wouldn't matter if nobody was even listening. We get so much out of it from you guys, from the guests. It's, what you're doing, you're going to see a lot of that.
Okay.
So I'm happy for you for that.
Yeah.
I'll prepare. You too. I know. People might like you.
Yeah, in ways that you're never going to be able to foresee.
I doubt it.
I did too. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys have a tip for how people can stay strong and connected over the years? What would be something you would suggest to people?
What we said about, well, I'll speak for myself. What I said about choosing. over and over, just choosing the person over nearly everything. I guess the only thing I wouldn't choose her over is me losing myself. You know, if the relationship required me to give myself up, I mean, I couldn't do that.
I would.
Otherwise, that's it.
Yeah.
Just give yourself to it. And
Mm.
there's plenty to give yourself to.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
don't have to
totally.
look too far to see who needs something or what needs taken care of or just whatever, what needs worked
Yeah.
on.
It
Yeah.
can be scary though to give that
Mm.
much to somebody, because you're like, what if tomorrow you're not here?
Mhm.
Because that's what I witness a lot in my world. And whew,
And I guess every night, because we don't spend very many nights apart, do that every once in a while. And it's not hard to imagine what it'd be like to sleep in a bed without him. Because, you know, when she's gone, there's just a space, there's an emptiness that's there. It's just, it's
No,
filled
Celeste just went to Canada for a couple of weeks, and the boys like, yeah, Dad didn't talk very much. I'm like, no,
It is so different.
it's
It's
just a vacant hole.
exactly. So, but there's nothing that feels emptier than the bed when we're not in the same bed.
Mm. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a choice every day.
What do you think, Tessa?
you know, he does a lot of things. The question, can you repeat the question?
It was just like something for couples. What do you think keeps you strong and connected?
Every time I say I want to do something, he's like, do it. Let's do it. You know, he just supports my fun. Like he never like, he's always like, if it doesn't work out, who gives a shit? Let's do it. Like, what else is there to do? He just keeps, I don't know, and I do the same for him.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I feel like you started that trend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. So, I mean, he always, every time I'm like, hey, I think I'm gonna buy all these books and become a herbologist. And he's like, do it. You know, if hey, I think I'm gonna open a micro bakery and sell sourdough. Do it. You know, he's just like, do it.
Or remodel a kitchen.
We're gonna
and it takes 5 months and you're not even the same person when it's over.
It's like, let's do it. But no, he supports me on my adventures and I support him, and
I really feel like
it's more fun.
where I'm the most proud of us is we both do that because it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
I could easily see how people don't do that for each other.
We don't keep tabs. We don't keep tabs on how much so and so each person's spending either. We just support each other, and you know, we make responsible decisions, but you know, we don't keep tabs or like,
because a lot of times it does boil down to that because everything just costs way too much no matter what. Every idea has a price tag on it, and I'm like, well, okay, the kids all need things too, and it's not cheap to eat the way we eat. Like I said, we're basically living in a 5-star restaurant here, and it's so.
What else do we have though?
Right
now we don't get to take a lot of vacations. We're raising children, so I'm like, let's eat good. Let me learn how to make. Let's do that. So we just, I don't know, we keep each other, we keep changing and evolving and getting ourselves out of our comfort zone and making something new that may make me a little like frustrated because I'm like, I don't know if it's going to turn out, and I just spent all this money on these groceries, and then it's amazing, and he's just like so happy because he likes it, you know. I'm making something new or whatever. So yeah, we just, I don't know, he just supports all my fun, spontaneous, not completely thought through decisions.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, but that even comes back to you feeling safe.
Yes.
Right? To express, to try.
And if I fail,
explore, and not feel like you had to be perfect, right? It's a place too where you don't feel like you have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Where you're allowed to just try these little hats on and stuff. And
and that makes her interesting to me too, that she never stops growing and changing. There's no, I don't want to say we don't have routines, but I never know what's coming. So I don't have to really think of grand projects to do because I know there's one coming anyway. So it stays interesting.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you guys have any advice you would give to someone who's looking to call in their soulmate, their life partner?
Go ahead.
Be absolutely happy and in love with who you are. You're going to attract You're going to attract exactly who you need when you are absolutely happy and in love with the way you are. I feel like when he came into my life, I demanded what I wanted out of a partner. Like I got really clear, and I was actually last year talking to my daughter about it because we, go through these conversations constantly. And I just was like, no, I got really clear. I stopped being afraid of asking for what I wanted. And when I got really clear on what I wanted, that, I expected to be treated like a queen. I wanted to feel safe. I wanted respected. I wanted to be the priority in my husband's life. He literally walked through the door of the nursing home like a week later, and I was ready for it.
Yeah.
That's what I would say is make it clear on what you want, and don't like think you need to go look for it. It's gonna find you. You're like a magnet when you know what you want. So
Yeah, I completely agree.
That was, in essence, my answer, but I'm glad you mentioned you're like a magnet because you're going to be a magnet regardless. So you need to be to the best of your ability because it's not easy. The most authentic version of yourself you can be as much as you can be because, like she said, you're a magnet either way. So you want to attract the thing to you that's a match for your authentic self. So again, it goes back to you. Once you've taken care of you, you've had these conversations a million times. This is kind of the basis for your content too. It starts here and everything will come that's supposed to come in the time that it's supposed to come. So find something.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's what happened in the book shares that too. Like we both actually had to choose ourselves.
Yes.
And we were both in other relationships, but we both chose ourselves and said, what if I was deserving of more? And that was it. And then all of a sudden it was just able to be open for us to find each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, look back at that, and my young, immature mind had that like epiphany. Because I had a few examples in my life that I was like, that's not okay with me. That's not how my life's gonna look. Like that's not gonna be. I call in a Prince Charming. Like my whole life, that's what I wanted. And I had a relationship in high school, and it was a high school thing, but it was, you think you're in love and all that, but it was like I could have went along with it because that's what I knew. That's what it looked like to me. That's how that's what I saw. And then I was like, I was sitting at a pizza restaurant and I was like, nope, this is not how it works. This is not how I said, like, I don't know. I just came out of me. And then literally a week later, he comes walking in and I had no clue. He totally shocked me. I had no idea he was going to show up where I work. Or that anything would even happen, but
it's just thinking about it's bizarre.
Yeah, it was.
Because I know that I'm like, well, I made this choice and this one, and that's why that happened. But it just seemed way too easy. I didn't have to get hired there just because I applied, and it was just, okay, yep, here, start this time. She was there when I came in, switched her shift to second shift, and I didn't know that until later, but and then we were working together, and it's even though we were taking steps, it was like everything else was conspiring to make that happen. So I don't know. I don't have any doubts about it. It's the last concern on my mind whether or not we will last. I hope we live a long life together.
Yeah.
We argue over who has to go first, which I don't want to think about.
Well, we've already picked in the 90s, and it's like, we already know it's going to be quite far away. So even like if anything comes up, like you get an airplane and get all worried, we're like, everyone's good because it's not our time. We're going to be around for a while. If that's the plan.
Yeah.
And that's just what we speak out all the time because I'm in agreement. We just want this to continue because it feels so good.
Yes.
And I think too, it's such a blessing because you could have a life where we could have gone different paths, but to me, it seems like there's a few things for you guys and even the teacher. And like, there was a couple scenarios where the universe was placed to have that kind of ignite in the brain to be like, get your attention. And then I think I think there's smells at play. Like there are things happening to bring, in a way, the chemistry of two souls that are meant to do this life together because of what is possible when they are together. And whether we think that's making a bigger difference or not, it is, because that is shifting the grid every time when people are living in a place of love, let alone by themselves. But when there's two, like that energy that's coming from the two of you in that home, and the impact that's having on your children and what they get to witness and what they get to see as an example, is the legacy. It, like, that is because of the example they've had, and witnessing a mother try new things and a father that supports her. And I think it's doing so much more than we realize.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really beautiful. And I'm really honored that you guys have shared with us and just been so vulnerable. And I feel inspired. And what about you, honey? Do you feel really inspired and loving of me?
I'm always inspired, honey. Always. Every time I get on Celeste's nerves and she gets kind of, get the eye rolls and stuff, I'm like, 40 years to go, babe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm honored to be here. Thank you for doing this and having us.
Yeah.
I think this has been great. I didn't know what to expect. I'm
Yeah.
not really the public face of anything, but
Yes.
Well, and
this has
Jake and
been
I had
wonderful.
an idea too. We were like, I think the four of us need to get together. So we
Yeah.
didn't know it would look like this, but we were like, the four of us do need to connect to get to know each other. So what a better topic than to kind of connect and
Right.
realize actually how much we had in common even
I'd
as well.
forgotten how they paralleled. So I was telling her after that first interview, so like they even have the same age difference. There were so many parallels, and I was
Yeah,
like, we got to meet her.
I know. I
But
know.
no, I'm just honored to be, because we'll forever be your first guest. That'll never change.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Well, thank you.
So honored you too. So I'm going to say goodbye.
All
Well,
right.
I'm going to stop record, but
Yes.
I guess
got
I'm going to
you.
have to work on the send off.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.